especially about stadiums. You do a lot about stadiums. I think one of the things I love about you is that I've always had this secret obsession with stadium capacity and what stadiums look like, and I obsess over it. Like, I rank them in my head. I remember just thinking, like, I used to, at one point, I had memorized the stadium capacity and name for every single college football stadium. I
That's
knew them
crazy.
all. And you know, it's easy training when you're playing the EA Sports game, because you see the stadium capacity and you see what your attendance is, and they kind of train you to rank that in your head, like how many people that are at your game is important, you know.
Hmm.
So, you know, I was just so obsessed with, like, what's the best stadium? What's the best advantage? Why is this stadium better than that stadium? What do acoustics look like? And, like, you go into all of that stuff, and it's awesome. Like, I absolutely love that stuff. And the problem now, especially for, it's tragic, because one of the coolest things that you can experience as a human being is being a part of a unified sea of humanity. You know, it's a weird, unique feeling. And my wife didn't understand it, because she's not a sports fan. She hasn't really ever been to any games, and so
Hmm.
I tried to explain it to her once, what it feels like, and she just didn't understand. So I had to take her to a game before she really, like, realized the magnitude of hearing all that noise being generated simultaneously by that many people. It's crazy to
Oh
feel
my
it. And
gosh.
we're not going to get that, I think, for a while.
No, that's the sad part. Like, sports are exhilarating. Don't get me wrong, right? Like, it's great to win. It's great to lose. Like, you can feel that in a video game sometimes. Like, I play NHL hockey, and like sometimes I really get into a video game, but it's not the same. Like, I remember being at RFK Stadium. It was USA versus Portugal, an Olympic soccer game, sold out to the gills. Like, people are in the aisles. Like, I think the capacity of that stadium is 58,000. There must have been 59 something there. Like, it was just, it was,
I love
it
all.
was almost scary how many people were there. And then the USA scored in the second half, and I was yelling, but I could not hear myself yell.
Yeah.
Like, it was definitely loud. And like, I mean, everyone's jumping up. We're hugging strangers. Like, we're just having a great time. We're drunk as shit. Like, just that type of unfettered joy among 58,000 people is something that it's indelible, right? Like, you're never gonna forget a moment like that. And yeah, to not be able to experience that maybe for a year. I don't think they let crowds come back for a long time.
At least, you know, they
Or they have some system, yeah, where it's 4 seats apart. Maybe that happens where,
separate.
or yeah, you and your family, luckily we have software that can manage that, where we're not sitting next to each other. But yeah, it's gonna be a sad thing. And secondly, I'm glad that someone shares that stadium geekitude with me. And I think that's what's resonated, is a lot of people love it because it's architectural. It appeals to you as a sports fan. It's aesthetic. Like, say you're not into any of that. You just look at that stadium. You're just like, that's an ugly stadium. Like, I just don't like it. And so for me as a kid, when I was like 10, I would cut out like paper and make stadiums. Like, I would get tape. And like my dad used to say, he's like, oh, that kid, we don't have to worry about him. We just give him a stack of paper, scissors, and tape, and he'll be entertained for hours. And I would just make stadiums. I would design stadiums. Like, I think the coolest thing was like in video games when you can make your own stadium. Like, I would just love that. And so the whole series where I can go through and look at stadiums and just analyze them and just find the best ones or the worst ones. It's been an amazing experience. I'm so glad that I get to do this because it's something I've wanted to do my whole life. And I feel privileged that I get to do it. And then the fact that people that it resonates with them and that they appreciate it is even better. Like, I I think, like, so I've got a video coming out where I'm just going to look at why these iconic stadiums suck. Like Michigan, the Big House is
Yeah,
a terrible stadium,
shitty lighting,
right?
all kinds of
Right.
problems. Yeah.
Terrible lighting. Like, so there's actually, I found this website where they calculate like the best angle of the stands, the distance from the field. like, and they can basically tell you like, all right, they've come up, the engineers are so brilliant, they've come up with like a ratio of the slope of the stands, how far away you are, like, to make it a good stadium. And the big house adheres to none of that. It's a terrible stadium, right?
Like bows up
Like,
the middle, like there's
yeah, it's a flat bowl with like a 15, maybe 10-degree angle, and you got look, it's cool, right? You got 114,000 people in there. That's fine, right? Like, but aesthetically, like, if you're the guy in the top row in the corner of the end zone, like, what are you there for? You know, you're just there to yell
right.
and support the Wolverines and watch
There-
them blow
right.
a fucking lead to the Michigan State on the last play. That's the other thing I miss. I miss pointing and laughing at people.
You paid probably $85 to go there and feel disappointed in Jim Harbaugh.
That's the thing though, right? Like, at least you're feeling something, right?